Hello everybody, I am so excited to bring you on to a new series that I'm doing with my ever so good friend Scrappy Kathy. I'll have her link right down there. So our series is called Challenge Accepted. So what we are going to be doing is going online and finding different challenges that we will both be doing the same challenge, interpreting it however we want to interpret it, and then show you our process videos to go along with that. So we're really excited. Our first one is going to be this one right here that is on the Mercy Tiara's 27-day Scrappy Challenge for April. It's their main challenge. So the rules and regs on this one are use a large scenic photo if possible, but I'm going to have a little issue with that because I don't have a large scenic photo, so I'm going to use 2 of these 4x6 ones together as a block that I printed. And next, I want to make sure that will come in. Okay, use a punch with a shape or a border punch, splatters with paint or mist, stamping or embossing, and patterned background paper. So, first of all, the photos that I showed you there for a second, these are 2 different monuments that are in the squares of Savannah, Georgia, so I thought I would highlight them. My favorite part of our trip we took in Savannah was the squares and the monuments and how they were all beautifully architecturally landscaped and all that kind of thing. So that's going to be my photo, large landscape photo. And it says, like, photo if possible, if not, people are okay too, but I'm trying to stay slightly true to their challenge. And a punch should be easy to find, splatter should be easy, probably do stamping over embossing, and the pattern background paper. So what I'm going to be using, and I'm not going to use all of it because this is actually more of a summer themed kind of line that I'm using. Let me see, come on, there we go. I'm going to definitely use this Maggie Holmes Summer Days because this so looks like Savannah to me. And like I said, this is more of a kind of a beachy vacation line, but I know I can pull out some good stuff. So I know I'm using this one. I love that side, but this is screaming Savannah to me. I know that I'm going to use, oh, did I say that this is a scrap room kit? This is one of the March scrap room kits. I'm going to be using some of these tags. I think I'm going to use this one, and I would use this one, but it's going to kind of fight with my florals, so I might be using this one. We're going to see. So I'm going to use some tags, kind of like the Let's Go one, so I might use that. I'm not sure. So I'm going to use something on here. That's super helpful for you, isn't it? Not going to use these umbrellas. I do like this gorgeous pink to use with it. I like that because look at how that green's popping off. I'm going to have to use this. Okay. So I'm going to use that and that. Let's see, what else do I have to go with this? I really prefer this over this. I'm not feeling that paper as much for this project. And this blue only brings out the blue, and the statuary kind of fades away. So I don't know if I'm going to use much of that. All right, so I'm going to do that. This kit does come with this cardstock in it. It's basil vanilla. Not sure how much of that's getting in here. So I have that to use with it as well. I have these great, I have just one side of the 6x12 sticker pack, and there's a lot of great things in here that aren't necessarily beachy. Like this says say yes to adventure, grab my hand, let's go. That's totally usable. Let's get away is usable. And so it's not all beachy, so I think that's fantastic. Then, although I mean I have beach photos from this trip, but just not on this. I have a little bit of the ephemera. Let's see, so summertime won't work, although using that tape could. Happy Place is perfect for this. Hey Sunshine is a nope. But then I have Happy With You little tag and these really great gems. So let's see how far we get with that. And then I also have, I don't know how much I got of this, maybe a third of the sheet, I'm not sure, of these really great enamel-y puffy stickers. So no to these summer words, but let's see, like this little vine here would be great. This word sweet is fantastic. So I'd like to use the word sweet in some kind of a title thing. I can use this really great wreath here, the heart, the butterfly. So we're going to see how that goes. And then pulling into this scrap room kit as well, I got these yesterday. This is, I got the Sunny Days 202 stickers in this Sunny Days sticker 8-sheet set. So there's a ton. Look at how great that is. Got that at Joann's and it's on sale there right now. So it has all these great sheets. We have metallic gold in here and they are all clear sticker sheets, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to put those to the side. Definitely want to look at those. And I want to try this out too. I got these really adorable, they're little rub-on journaling runners. So that's kind of cool. And let's see, we have this, you know, there we go. So it has these cute little tiny words here, or it just has these little dots running along. So we are going to try these out together and see what's what with those. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the part where I get creating, because I hem and haw and move stuff around and it goes on and on and on. So we like to condense that for you so that you can see the process without seeing the laborious part of my process. I absolutely love creating, but I will not force myself to move quickly. I just want to enjoy the whole process. All right, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you, I use this collection for an absolute non-beach base kind of a collection. Non-beach, non-sun, summery, you know, kind of layout. And I love it. And I didn't know if I was going to pick up that project pad at Joann's, but now I know I have to, because the colors are saturated and rich. And I saw on the project pads that at least on the Chamel product, it's just as bright and colorful as the individual paper pads. So loved using this. I was wondering if I wanted to get the whole pad, you know, of a summer collection, but you can totally use it non-summer for a lot. All right, so what I'm doing here is I am cutting out 2 of the tags to use on my layouts. This was on, I don't know if it's the A side or the B side, but it was just on one of the pattern papers. And then I'm going to also cut out that pink tag at the top that says Let's Go, and that will end up on the right side of my photos. So I'll have 3 layouts. I mean, the Let's Go words you'll see, but they're not going to be like a super main focus kind of thing. Here I'm getting the branding strips off because they're not super cute in this collection. Sometimes the branding strips, I'll leave them as part of my 12 by 12 and trim off the top portion if the branding strips are super cute, but that's not something I had to deal with for this situation. It's just how it is. So I had to see if my pictures are the same size. I use a Canon selfie, so it can be a little hit or miss, and I'm wanting to use them as a solid block. So I wanted the photo paper to be cut the same size. So I'm going to use them side by side. These are 2 monuments in Savannah in the squares, And one is the grave of a Native American that was well thought of in the region. And the other is one of the 5 bazillion, super cool, monuments, statues, whatever you want to call them, in the many squares that make up the squares of the Savannah Historic District. So I have as a block. I like them, and then I realized, wait, I want to back my floral paper with this gorgeous pink polka dot, and I think the other side is beachy, and I was like, I think it might be the umbrella, so I'm like, oh my goodness, I want the umbrella side, but I loved the pink side to go with this citron-y yellow-green floral. So this is where I decided that I absolutely had to have the project pad because I need more of this paper. I really love this collection ever so much. So I'm going ahead and gutting my paper because I want to use it to back my photos as well, to have them pop off that floral just a little bit more. So you're going to see me, oh, it's the polka dot on the backside. You're going to see me go ahead and painstakingly slow, even though I have this sped up by 2, get my paper on there, and it went on the first time. I was very excited. I didn't have to yank it off back and forth, and I'll go ahead and map my photo and get some kind of a decent placement on there as well. Then I decide I want to use a punch. So I went ahead and punched the top of it with kind of this fancy scrolly punch that also has an embossing look to it. It was a hand-me-down punch that I got from somebody over the holidays, and it looked kind of old-fashioned and sweet, just like Savannah. So I went ahead and did that on the top of my photo block. And here I'm just going to trim those extra little bits and pieces off of my tags. And I do it on that one and the other one. And then I have the third one I have to trim by hand because it looks like a little building. It's really, really cute. And it's that same citron-y yellow, kind of a green. It's gorgeous old-fashioned curtain color. Is that helpful? I don't think it's helpful. Anyway, I had no idea what I was doing there. I bet my husband came in for a second. I am looking for a couple of hole punches, so I will have those all set. What else can I tell you? Okay, so Kathy and I were talking, and we decided we wanted to do a series together. I just adore her. She was my table mate at a retreat I went on this spring, and she is so motivational, and the woman can meet a challenge like nobody's business. So we were deciding what we wanted the series to be, and this idea just kind of came to us, and we decided to run with it. So I will end up putting 2 on one side, and the Let's Go will be on the far right, just tucked in a bit. I wasn't necessarily needing the words on the Let's Go to be prominent. I just wanted 3 tags on here. So I will end up coming up with my title, and I'm just using some regular old wax paper. I've used this wax paper, 50 different times, and I'm still using the same little scrap of it, and it works just fine. My title ends up being Sweet Vacation, and those are part of these puffy, thicker stickers, but they have like an epoxy kind of a finish to them, so they're super cool. Love them. Now that die cut that I just pulled out, it looks kind of like a square rectangle at the top right. I wanted to use it, but it just gets kind of eaten up by my page. Like, you don't even see it because I think it's a bit of a smaller version of the same print, so I don't end up using it. But I do want to get some of this beautiful royal blue that's in the tag that I have on the upper left in on this. So I use a die cut that said something about summer or beach or whatever. to go underneath the Let's Go tag, which brings blue onto the right side of my layout as well. So I'm figuring out where I might want that. It's going to go over the tag, so I commit to getting my photo down. Of course, there goes the T-square ruler. That I don't like my new T-square rulers. They don't work as well as my old cheapie. Anyway, or I just got to kind of get the hang of them. They don't grab the side of my paper as well. So you'll see there I only have a little tiny bit of the blue showing, and that's all I need just to bring some blue to the right side. And I'm taking way more time than I need to, and then I'll go ahead and get those other two tags to a bit of the upper left there, and they're not nice and even. They are kind of on an angle. And it says hotel, and you can just see that it's just kind of a travel-based whatever. These are the Maggie Holmes roll-on rub-ons that I picked up from Joann's yesterday, and I got them on a discount. All the embellishments were on a discount, so I thought this is the time for me to try them, and I did use them, just one of them, and I love it. It's this great little black touch, and the rest of the rub-on is clear, so I end up using it. You'll see that in just a little bit. So I am making sure to square off where my title goes, and I'm going to use that Let's Go tag as kind of a base for putting my title on. So it is, yeah, and these stickers are good and sticky, so I didn't use additional adhesive on them. Kind of excited about that. So let's see. So we're putting this on. I'm looking at the door because my son's supposed to come home at any time, and I don't want him to mess up my recording. I know, it really doesn't matter that much. But, so, okay. So this collection I told you I'm in love with. I need to get more. I'd like to get some more of those cute little gems that are up there and more of the epoxy stickers. The Joann's didn't have the alphas that came with it, so I have no idea which ones those are, but I do like what I've used so far from the collection. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. So yes, it has lots of beach and lots of regular life, and I think you're gonna love it, and I should stop promoting it. Okay, so there was a little acetate piece that came in the bits that I got from my scrap room kit, so I went ahead and just stapled the little acetate word on under my title. And I'm taking a look at this 6x12 sheet. I only got the one side of it, so I'm seeing what will work, and they had the gorgeous flowers that are the same flowers that are on my pattern paper. I was able to have two of them on my sheet that I'm using here. So I'm all excited because I'm going to have a nice little dimensional feature that also pulls out the pattern paper of my background. Pattern paper was one of the things that we were challenged to use on this layout from the Mercy Tiara challenge. It's the April Main challenge, by the way. So I am using both of the flowers, and I will go ahead and put them both on some fun foam and then adhese them to two different corners of this, well, not corners, two different sides of the layout so that you see some nice dimension and repeating of pattern, which is always fun. So it's matchy-matchy, but I like it. Definitely a different feel because the stickers have a little bit of a sheen on them, whereas the pattern paper is flat. So I'm deciding how I want to use, I have this wreath that's in the epoxy, as well as one little leaf frondy thing that looks kind of like the leaf. So I go ahead and just tuck those into the that top cluster. And I auditioned this to go in a couple other places, and I really just don't like the feel of it. So I'll use it on a subsequent layout. And now I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this one little leaf piece that I got in my kit. So I'm going to cut it up and turn it into 2 leaf pieces, and it makes a little bit more sense for my design. Or for, you know what, it doesn't even need to make sense for anybody else. It just makes sense for the way that I kind of like things to look. So I'll have 2 different leaf clusters coming out of my beautiful floral embellishment. So I liked it. Okay, so where are we going to go with this next? Looking for more fabulous bits and pieces. And, oh gosh, look at how great that camera is. Okay, sorry, digressing, seeing what other bits I have. And then I see these very small pieces on the branding strips. And I'm like, wait a minute, that might be just enough for me to have a cluster, an additional cluster on the upper right. And I was excited because I don't like to waste any of these gorgeous collections, but they didn't give you a full branding strip. So I was discounting them at first, and then they ended up being just the right touch that I needed for my layout. So it ended up being ever so exciting. I was excited about it. I really liked the way it turned out. So I'm going to use 3 different pieces for 3 different branding strips, and I'm going to take way too much time to make them just the way I want them, and that is perfectly fine. So this series that we are starting, we're going to try to put out 1 answer to a challenge, and it's going to be all different challenges, every other Thursday for now. So that's going to be dependent on Kathy's and my time and all that kind of stuff. So right now, that's how we're going to roll with this challenge. It's kind of fun. So I'm able to, okay, I'm going to put these 3 little banner strips that I created up at the top. And I'm also going to put that fabulous pink camera that was on the sticker sheet. I am going to go ahead and put that over the little banner bits. So I'm going to faff with it a little bit to square them off, and sorry about my hair there. Once again, I happen to be height challenged. All right, so you see that I tucked my little pink camera up there. I had to break for a second, and then I saw there's different little cute little hearts here and there on the sticker sheet. So I'm gathering up any of them that are in the right colors and sprinkling them in my different clusters. Because, yeah, anywhere I can bring more of the same color into each of the clusters, it's going to make it more cohesive for me. And I saw this cute little sticker, so what I'm going to do, because it's too long for my tag, is I'm going to, or too long for where I'm sticking at my tag, I just cut it up and put it into 2 little places there to have some words sticking out on the diagonal. And that ended up being kind of cute. So let's see. So this is where I'm going ahead and looking at the goodies that I had in those sticker sheets that I had shown you, and I grabbed 3 little gold birdies and put them into 3 different places in the 3 embellishment clusters. And then I'm looking at these great little word sticker sheets and seeing what works for our situation. And let's see, I did like them because they had a lot of punches of color in there, so I thought that was kind of fantastic for this idea. And let's see what we are going to do. So yeah, so I'm going to grab just a few more and start building up my clusters, and then I want to go ahead and see if I can get any of these beautiful little gem pieces that came in my kit into a few places on the layout. So I picked 3 different ones because I didn't have enough to repeat the same one in each of the clusters. So now I'm trying to figure out how this little tape runner works, and it takes me just a second to get the learning curve down, and then I fall in love with it. It's itty bitty. The words are small, but they add just enough of a little something that you want to read it. And then I realized that the words are the perfect size to go on the little white stripes on my tag. So you still see the white through it, but with little tiny cute sentiments in between. So it looks like I have just a little more going on there. So yes, that was a win. Ended up liking that. I went hunting for the little cap for it and I don't find it till later. That wasn't going to work. I was seeing if any of these other stickers would work, and then I spied this one on the cardstock sticker sheet, and I went ahead and made that part of that cluster as well, because I messed up where I did the that little rub-on runner thing, so I just covered it up just like that. Then I realized I had to get my stamping in, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in 3 places. I'm using this Paige Evans Horizon stamp set for the first time, and I looked at it and my stamp was crooked, and I said, hey, maybe I can go ahead and stamp it crooked on purpose around that little wreath part so that I'll have a stamp that will just curve around with it, and that's what I end up doing. I'm lightly stamping with a little chalk ink, and it doesn't come out super dark, and I'm happy about that because I wasn't trying to have the stamping be like a main component. I just wanted it to be like a cute little fun add-on. So I go ahead and stamp in 3 places, and then I decide what I want to do is get the mist part of the challenge on here. So I have my handy dandy little box that I use to do my misting, and I decided to just go with heavy gold Heidi Shine. Heidi Swap Color Shine. I know we call it Heidi Shine. Because my background's pretty busy, and I thought maybe a little shimmer is fine, but I didn't want a ton of color in there. So that's what I decided to do there. Now I'm going to go live. All right, I think this one is finished. I love it. I love using the dramatic florals from the Maggie Holmes collections. And Savannah is such a historic, gorgeous, old-timey kind of place that this works perfectly for it. So I do believe we completed the challenge. So I have a large scenic photo, a punch. I use this border punch up here. First time I've ever used it. I have splatters using mist. I stamped in a few different places using this fantastic Paige Evans Pink Paisley Horizon stamp right here. And I use pattern background paper. So that's what I have today. So please, if you enjoy what I did here, be sure to like, subscribe, all that stuff, and check the link down below for Scrappy Kathy's take on the same challenge. I'm sure that she is going to have a fantastic explosion of creativity because she is such an artist. So I hope you like what I did today. Let me give you a couple little close-up shots of it. I love those little jewels that are in this collection. Aren't they just fantastic? All right, everybody. Be sure to check back soon. I'm sure I'll have something for you before you know it. Bye-bye.